Camp Korey. It's Amanda and my co-host Fred here, bringing you the first ever Heartful interviews. Heartful interviews were created as a way for you guys to catch up with maybe some of your old counselors and some of your favorite people that have inspired you over the years at camp. All right, bye, Fred. So for this little segment that is going to be included in Campfire Fridays, we are going to be inviting your past cabin counselors to tell us a little bit about themselves and to tell us a little bit about what they're doing now. So our first guest is someone very, very special, one of my favorite people in the whole Camp Korey community. You might remember her. She spent a lot of time here with us at camp. Her name is Sarah. So can we all give her a round of applause?
Amanda, hey!
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you as our very first guest on Heartful Interviews.
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
So we're just going to jump right in. I want you to tell us about your camp experience.
I started volunteering as a cabin counselor during the summer in 2013. And then from there, I applied for summer staff. I was performing arts program staff in 2014. I was the storyteller / social media in 2015. I was the photographer social media in 2016. Camp support in 2017, child life assistant in 2018, and last year I volunteered for 3 weeks.
Amazing.
Plus, so many family weekends and day activities and all that. Yeah.
So many things. And I think it's amazing that you have not only been a volunteer, but you've been a staff member, you've been a photographer, you've kind of done everything in camp.
I never thought that I would be a camp counselor. That was never part of my plan. I was like, I'm going to make documentaries. That's what I'm going to do. And then after the first week of volunteering, I was like, okay, this is fun. You know, I could probably do this one more time. And then the second week I did it, I volunteered. It completely changed my view of what camp was and how important this was. And so when I went back to school, I ended up writing a paper. Like every paper that I wrote in the fall was about camp experience. I was like, I was only there for 2 weeks and I have this much to say. I think I better apply for staff.
Yes, that's amazing. I love that. And I think it's really cool. Like I want to talk to you now about like what you're doing currently and how like your current path was inspired by camp and a lot of other things. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about, you know, what you're up to now?
When I was in Boston going to film school, I found out that the Boston Children's Hospital had a TV studio and it was run by Child Life. And so I got involved with that and I just loved being in the hospital. I loved being that positive person for these kids that are going through some tough things. And I love that it's kind of a mix between I'm getting to help people, but also I'm kind of like, I describe it to people as the camp counselor of the hospital, where we bring the fun, we bring the understanding, we make sure that everyone has their closed-toed shoes on and that we're ready to go. Like we
snaps to that.
Thank you. And so I ended up, after I graduated from my undergrad, I went back to school because I was like, I need to be a child life specialist, because just from how much joy camp brought me, I was like, I need to be working with kids. That's what I need to do. So I'm currently in my internship. It's on pause right now, but hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be a child life specialist.
And tell us what hospital you're at, because that is one of our partner hospitals. So we'll give them a quick shout out.
Yes, I'm at Mary Bridge in Tacoma. I love it. And I can't wait to be back.
Yes. We were so excited when Sarah got that internship at Mary Bridge, because that's one of the hospitals that our Camp to You program is in.
Yes.
So that was
I've
just
seen
so
Ellie
fun.
there many times.
Amazing.
We hung out in the playroom and in the oncology clinic. Very fun.
Very, very cool. It's so cool how all of our, hospitals and camp are so intertwined. So it's amazing when, past summer staff and volunteers and everybody's so integrated with the hospital and camp. So it's just so exciting to have you at that hospital.
Yes. And I even had, I came out of an elevator and there was a camper there and she went, "Hi, Sarah, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, hi." And then she got in the elevator, told her dad, she's like, "That was weird. That was one of my camp counselors." So that was really cool.
Okay, speed round questions. Here we go. What is your favorite camp activity?
Campfire.
Campfire. Okay. Favorite cabin color?
Probably blue.
Speed, Sarah. Speed. Have you ever gotten a bullseye at archery?
No.
Have you been pied in the face?
Oh, yes.
Favorite camp dance?
Ooh, I think Rather Be, but I'm also kind of a fan of the fanny pack dance.
Fanny pack dance is great.
It
Favorite
was easy
Cilio
to learn.
item?
Oh, and 500 miles. I really like 500
Oh, yeah,
miles.
that one's
See, I
good.
told you, can't make decisions.
It's hard. It's hard. Okay, favorite Cilio item?
Ooh, the slip and slide.
Oh, yeah.
Does that count? Okay.
Everything counts. Least favorite Cilio item?
We used to have mashed potatoes, and then they'd dye them different colors. You would have blue mashed potatoes in your hair for like 2 weeks.
Amazing. If you could fill your swimming pool with anything, what would it be?
I would fill it with a bunch of comforters and pillows, and then a bunch of puppies. No one would get squished. No one would get hurt. We would just all cuddle and have a great time.
Amazing. So generous of you. All right, that was our last question. Great job, sir. Absolutely fantastic. You did great.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard questions in there.
I don't know why I haven't thought about what my favorite camp activity was.
Do you have an answer for that now?
I think it's still campfire.
Still campfire. Oh, yeah, you did
the
say
last campfire, I would say.
Closing campfire.
Closing campfire. There we go.
Yes. And why is closing campfire your favorite? Do you have a reason?
Yes, it's because that is kind of the last activity where all these, everyone at camp has become such a big family, and the emotions are high. Everybody knows all the cheers. Everyone knows the words to the songs. There's always like some sort of inside joke from the week that gets mentioned at campfire. And I think I just love, there's so much love in the closing campfire. That's my favorite. When everyone's singing Stars in the Sky, we're all bawling hysterically. There's warm fuzzies. But there's no s'mores. That's my only complaint.
Okay. That's a good note. I'll take that down in my notebook here.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. All right. Awesome. If you could name just one word that could describe like your camp experience and what you learned from camp, what would that word be for you? And can you tell us a little bit why you picked that word?
I guess the first one that comes to mind is magical. I just feel like there's this sense of camp magic when you enter. I know for me that I become a completely different person when I'm at camp versus when I'm in the outside world of camp. And it just has this way of getting people out of their comfort zones and just really being able to express themselves. One thing that I have told a lot of people is before I started working at camp, I was really quiet. I would never stand in front of a group and do cheers or anything. And now, even looking back at pictures from last summer, like I went up on stage at stage night and sang my heart out with some kids. Like, so that would never happen. I would never lead a cheer. I would never do anything like that. So it has a big impact. So it's magical.
That's a beautiful word. I love that. And I think a lot of our campers would agree with you that it is kind of a life-changing experience, and magic is an easy way to describe it. Yeah. It's obvious that, that campers feel a significant impact when they come to camp. And I think, the reason that we're doing these interviews in the first place is because every year when we have our campers return for family weekends, for programs, whatever it is, campers always ask me, what is Sarah doing? What is this person doing? What is this person doing? Like, where are they? Are they going to come back and volunteer? So I think it really shows the impact that the counselors have on the campers when, they form those relationships so quickly, not only with each other, but also with their counselors. So
I hope that campers realize that we, like, as counselors, they make a bigger impact on us, I feel like, because these kids are just like 10 times cooler than I'll ever be. And I learned so much from them.
Yeah, I feel the same way. A lot of teen campers have been trying to tell me all the cool words to say, and I just can't. I can't keep up. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I think the second part of this is if you could just like share a resource. So we're all stuck inside right now in quarantine, keeping ourselves safe and keeping everybody safe. So if there's something that's been helping you out or something that you would want to share with teenagers that you think would be helpful for them in this time, what would that be for you?
I've been using the app Headspace. It's kind of like a meditation sort of app. Right now, because of everything that's going on, they have a lot of free resources, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And another one that I've been using is this program online called Canva, which is also free. And I was doing this a lot with some kids at the hospital. And we were using that website to create really fun looking emails or newsletters that you can send to your friends.
Cool.
And so that's kind of a fun, creative, thing to do.
If you had your campers, like your group of campers in front of you right now, keeping in mind all the different things that are happening in the world, if you could just say anything to them, what would you say?
I think the first thing I would do is I would just give each of them the biggest hug, and just say that, you know, we're really strong and we can get through this. We always have to remember that we need to keep smiles on our faces, help keep smiles on other people's faces. Try to bring the camp magic to you. I think that's a really big thing to get through it. I know for me, during this time, I've been reaching out to a lot of camp friends because those are the people that make my heart full and make me happy. And so do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. And that's so important right now to surround yourself with people who are important to you and who know you really well, and to make sure that you're, finding ways to take care of yourself. So Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. We will see you soon.
Thank you, Amanda. Bye, everyone. More puppies.